solar is basically used for product search and all, as I told you yesterday. It is a some temporary memory where the products, not all related, all data of products will be stored. Whatever data
Mhm,
which we write in the solar impacts, those data will be saved. For example, suppose if you see,
mhm.
solar is particularly used only for product model and variant model, not for any other items type of other any items type of hybrid. So as discussed, the solar is only used for product model. This is solar impact. So for any site, we will have, suppose if you're building two sites, you'll have two solar impacts. If you're building three sites, you'll have three solar impacts, which is site
Okay.
specific, which is site
Mhm,
specific solar impact, which will be in the site specific folder. If you see here,
mhm,
right, it is in initial data, import, core data, stores, vaccine, Shopee. This is the site name, and inside that you have the solar impacts.
mhm,
So basically, whatever you require on the PLP page. Generally, we use Solar only on the PLP page. Why? Because in
mhm,
PDP, generally we don't use Solar generally, but in projects they use. It depends.
mhm,
Why we use only in PLP? Because in PLP we show large number of products on a single page. So suppose in PLP, what is PLP means product listing page. Suppose your site has around 2000 products and you will be
mhm,
showing 2000 products in the pagination form at a single page load. When you click on the next, again second pagination will come. When you click on the next, again third pagination will come. So basically, to
mhm,
show this huge data, when you hit a DB, right, it will take too much time to
mhm,
load. That's the reason we use Solar, which is a temporary memory, and
mhm,
uh, we only configure the that attributes of product model or variant model in Solar only
mhm,
which we require, not all the data. Simple thing. We have our data, right? We which we expose it to our JSPs, data model dot attributes, in that we keep
mhm,
this data, right?
mhm,
So there, whatever
mhm,
attribute we want, those only will keep, right? Even though in the populators and all,
mhm.
even though we have the whole model,
You did it.
we only set only few attributes which are required, which
Right.
because
Mhm,
other attributes are not required and loading time will be reduced. In the same way, in Solar also, we'll configure the attributes which we require to show it on the front end. So this is Solar Apex. So basically here you'll have product catalog, catalog version, search config info. This is like vaccine page size. So what will be the page size? What means, suppose in your current page, you are showing 10 products, and after 10 products, you will show pagination. So 1 to 10
mhm,
products will be in the first page. When you click next, right, 11 to 20 will be shown. So it is
mhm,
configured in such a. It
mhm.
depends based on your client requirement. If client wants only 5 products in one page or 15 products in one page, we can vary that.
Right. Yeah.
And these are basic attributes like language, currency, and these all things. So this is sort riffs. These sort riffs are something for these sort riffs are used for. Suppose you have a products loaded in your page. Suppose 15 products on the first page. You want to sort them from A to Z. You want to sort all products from in the form product name from ascending order, product name from descending order,
Mhm,
product name based on manufacturer,
mhm,
product name based on manufacturer descending, manufacturer ascending, most relevant. So basically, Solar provides us some sort references. So
mhm.
those are called sort types. So this is
Okay.
in
Mhm,
index type. We are having one thing called sorts.
mhm,
There we will give how many sorts you want to configure for your site. Like any name, sort ref 1, sort ref 2, I give 5 sorts. So when I open this, right here,
okay.
this is button. This is Solar sort table. There I will give all sorts, index type, and what is each sort is responsible for. My sort one
Mhm,
is relevance. First one. Sort
mhm,
two is manufacturer ascending. Sort three is
mhm,
manufacturer descending. Four is name ascending. Five is name descending. I'm giving what is the sort by most relevant. These names. This is code and this is name.
mhm,
This name will be used to display in the front end. And this use boost means whenever you click on it, right, we will be querying
mhm,
in the Solar in such a way that manufacturer name ascending, apart from the regular Solar fetch query, we append one more extra query like
mhm,
product name ascending or product name descending, so that the search
mhm.
results will be
Yep.
again filtered. So that is one thing. These are the tables used for that. These two tables in the Solar
Okay.
are very important, which we use as a filter. So based on
This
this,
one
it
is
will be
standard,
called.
right? Whatever the project is, I believe this won't change
No, no,
implementation of solar.
yeah, whatever there's a project, Solar has the standard implementations.
Right.
So if you
Okay.
want, you will use this. If you don't want, you'll remove it. That's it. Second thing, So this is to sort the products, not to display the products. First thing, okay? I'll show you in the front end how it looks after explaining this.
Mm,
And second thing, these are indexed properties. Indexed properties where we define the product related attributes, whichever we want. Suppose here product code is there. It's a text
mm,
field. I'm giving whatever it is there in the I'm giving use for autocomplete, use for spell check. So if you give half, it will check everything. If you give only three letters in the search field, and if you click on search, it will give auto suggestions, right?
mm,
Whatever. If suppose there are
mm,
some product names same like some ABC1, ABC2, ABC3. Suppose you typed only ABC, and it will give in auto suggestion 1, 2, 3 also. So for that we will use this. And these value providers are something but what is the return value you are expecting in the solar? That is what this value providers give. Value
mm,
providers are nothing but suppose in your table it is saved as boolean true. Suppose you think in your
mm,
in your DB it is one attribute is of boolean, but in solar you
mm,
don't want to show it as a boolean. You want to show it as
mm.
yes or no. You understood,
Okay.
right? If it is
Okay.
true,
Okay.
you need to show it as
Yeah,
yes.
you can alter that.
If it is false, you need to show it as no. So what we will do it, right? We will configure a value provider. This value
Mm,
provider is nothing but a class which will be extending a default value provider where whenever
okay.
whenever a result is fetched, we will write a query. Sorry, we will write an
Mm,
function. If the value is true, return yes. Else return
mm,
false. All that logic we will write. And whenever this
mm,
a value is used in the front end, right, in the Solar, it will be
mm,
changed to yes, no. That's it. So these value providers are something used to change the values in the form of the requirement discussed. So these are the boost
okay.
queries. These are not that important. We can use out of the box whatever required. Very few projects use this boost query and all. Wildcard query means you enter three letters and what comes should be
Mm,
next and all. Like these are auto suggestion related things. So whatever the properties of the product model or variant model you want in the front end, you will be creating a rows in this fashion. So these are all the rows, index parameters. These are all
mm,
index parameters. See, you can see age, description, storage, availability, batch number, expiry date, sequence ID. These are all product related things. Sold out, increase, decrease, these all things. After declaring them, I will be writing an query. This is very important. So what type of results I want in the Solar? So there'll be a lot of products, right? I want only variants to be displayed. I don't want base
mm,
products, right? So for
mm.
that, I will be writing query. So I want select distinct from PK code from variant products as variant products, and these are these last modified and modified time is for full index and half index we do, right? I told you.
Yeah,
For
update
full
one.
index, it will do full. For half index on for
Mm,
update, it will do only the last fetched, last indexed item less than
mm,
modified time. Those it will be doing. So for them also, we need to configure this query. So these queries will be configured based on our requirement. So what we want to show, variant products or base products, and based on this time. So in this way, we will write our properties. Yeah, search query properties. These are also same. So now I will be importing this Impex in the HAC. Okay.
okay. So,
Yeah.
so one question. I in the
Yes.
Impex, the queries that you write, that is only for the indexing query, right? Not the search query. It's only for
Search query
indexing.
and indexing. Search and indexing. Two will be there in this.
Mm-hmm.
Both will be there.
Okay. Like whatever the PLP page it would search, we'll write that also here, or
Yeah, that query also will be writing here. That is only important. That is also important here.
so the
What all the
one we're
products
looking at
you
that
want to
is.
show? What
Mm-hmm,
type of products you want to show in the PLP? Suppose you want to show
mm,
all variant products or you want to show only base products. It depends. So based
mm,
on that, we will be writing here. Union I'm doing different unions. Means I'm merging
mm-hmm,
data.
mm-hmm.
This query. So basically, if
Okay.
you see the simple query, I'll just show you in this. Yeah, they didn't write anything because they want to show everything. If they want to show everything, they'll not write anything. This is what the solar impacts is. Now, how we will use everything, I'll explain. Is there any doubts here?
No doubts here.
Okay. So now I will import that solar impact from HSE. Then here it will be formed. Here we will get in a facets such configuration. These
Mm,
index will be created. Now I will go this and I will do first time. I will index it, full index, first time. I'll do full index. It will take 1 2 minutes and all the solar cache will be formed. So that is one thing.
okay.
Now if you see here, right, I will be giving this default, which is solar server configuration. In local every time, the solar server will be localhost 8983/solar. So this
Mm-hmm,
is a This is a standard Solar port and how we access this. This one also I'll explain. And if you see here, right, index type. Index type means whatever index types we have created, right, in the Impex,
Mm-hmm.
those all details will be coming here. So this is the query we have given for full,
Query as well. Okay.
and this is
Mm-hmm.
the query we have given for update. We have written there, right? Those things will be coming here.
Mm-hmm.
And in index properties, these are all the properties we have given in our Impex. So it
Mm-hmm.
will be coming here. And this is free text query. Whatever the free text query we have built, we can give those rules as well here. And solar sorts I showed you,
Mm-hmm.
right? Manufacturer ascending,
Yeah, yeah.
manufacturer descending.
Sure. You got it.
These also
Mm.
everything will be coming here. And in a
Mm.
session in normal, it will have all the details.
All the
So
details.
this
Yeah.
is
And
asset search conversation name and all, yeah.
the index property,
Hmm.
it can be the classification property as well as the type system property, right? It can be both, or is it
Yeah, it
only
can.
classification?
No, it is actually two things: classification and type. You are saying at the product level or whole? What you are saying?
No, in
In
general, like
PLP,
what all properties
in
can
general,
be.
in general, we will not show any classification related properties in PLP of a product. In PLP,
Mm-hmm.
we'll just show product image, product name, product availability, like in stock or not,
Okay, okay.
product
Mm-hmm.
price, and add to cart button. Generally, how the
Mm-hmm.
PLP looks, I'll show. Because in PLP, user doesn't want all details of the product. This is just a listing page where all the products you can see at single glance. PDP is the place where you show product detail page, means where you show all details of a single product.
Mm-hmm.
So generally classification attributes are something when we will be using in PDP. So it defines the classification of the product. So we
Okay.
never use classification attributes or classification attributes related in the product in the Solar. We'll never configure them in the Solar. Unnecessarily it is,
Mm-hmm.
see why we use Solar. Solar is something, is a cache system where you fetch the products quickly to show the page quickly in the single time, in less time, I mean. So if you give all classification attributes, everything there, then what is the difference between a product model and a Solar? Everything will be there in it, right? So in PDP, we can do that because we will show only single product and there will be only one DB call to fetch all the product, one product model. In Solar, it is
Mm-hmm.
not possible, right? You need to fetch 300 product models if you have
Right.
300 products in your system, and it is very, very, very tough call. It is not easy. So these are all the attributes of the product model or variant model, and
Okay.
these attributes are shown on these attributes. Whatever the attributes we show in the front end and whatever we require, only them we will configure here. It is
Mm-hmm.
completely based on the project requirement. Now we will be logging into Solar Admin. So this is Solar Admin. So if you see here, right, localhost 98983 Solar. After logging
Mm-hmm.
in, if you go here in the right side, we will have all the sites which we are configured in this. So now I open this vaccine Shopee US and products and query. So this is how I got it here. Now I clicked on execute query. Now you can see I have 7572 total products in this page. Total Solar. So if you see here, right, whatever I configured in them, it will come here. See configurable
Mm-hmm.
underscore boolean, in stock underscore boolean, orderable underscore boolean. So I'll get them data like storage description underscore text. Whatever you configure here, right, it will come there. If you see here, I configured few of them are text, few of them are strings, few of them are booleans, right? So this
Mm-hmm.
data will be used in search page data. You know search page data, right? In PLP, we use search page data, which is queried paginated data from Solar. So it
Mm-hmm.
will have all the data in search page data. Basically, why we use search page data? Search page data in Hybris has significance. It's a very good significance. I'll explain you the code perspective separately. First, let
Okay.
me complete this configuration. And so this is basically how you, this is full search. Execute query means you will get all the search. If you want any particular search, right, you will write a code here. I want suppose manufacture.
Okay. Okay. I can do the query here.
Yeah, we can do the query whichever we want here. I did this continued underscore string underscore US and it will be coming. Now the number of found is 400 only.
Only which matches the query
Which matches the query which has the
vulnerability.
data. Yeah.
Hmm.
So basically like that it will be there. We can query whatever data is coming or not. And here we can say start rows and end rows. Like if you want to you want some
The
thousand deep
pagination.
data pagination,
Hmm.
it will come all thousand zero. There are no thousand rows maybe. That's the reason it is throwing. So basically this is what the Solar does. So basically we can
Hmm.
you need to have the password of it. It will ask you a password. to log in. It will be Solar admin and Solar
Mm-hmm.
server 123 is the password in the local.
Mm-hmm.
So by this way, we can log in and search the complete results of Solar, how it is coming, how the data is there, and everything we can check here. That is the one thing. Now, if you log into the front end, right? So this ordered products is something PLP in this site. So when I click on it, what will
Mm-hmm.
happen is that first it will do a Solar query. So it will fetch all the results of all the results in the product, all the results in the Solar, and it will keep in the search
Mm-hmm.
page data object. What will this search page object will do, right? I will configure my PLP conditions over there. Like in PLP, I want to show all the products in the pagination, and each page should have 18 products. So each
Mm-hmm.
page should have 18. So you can see here, right? One of 18 of 1225 products. So I want to show
Mm-hmm.
only 18 products in the page, each per each page. So I will configure in search page data like offset is 18 and start page is
Mm-hmm.
0 and page is start page is 0 and offset is 18. So whenever I click on this
Mm-hmm.
second pagination right here, now what will
Mm-hmm.
happen? Page is 1, offset is 18. So it will fetch from 19 to 36. It will not query. It will not hit database when you do this. This all data is already saved in search
Mm-hmm.
page data object. When you do once we do the page load, you can see here, right? Page
Mm-hmm.
equal to 1 it came. And internally my offset
Right,
is
right.
always 18. I show always 18, right? It's 18 is hard coded directly in the query.
Mm-hmm.
So in this way, search page data works. So that is the main concept of search page data. Now, if you see this, right, we'll click on this, and the data which you are seeing on this page is completely from Solar. You can see the product code, you can see the product manufacturer, the details of the product, the description of the product, price, everything. Everything will be coming from the Solar.
Solar
When I
only.
do add to cart, it will do add to cart. That is one thing. And I showed you, right? Sort by manufacturer, product name,
Mm-hmm.
sort by
Mm-hmm.
product name Z2A. So now if I want to sort, right, I will select this product name A to Z. See,
Mm-hmm.
all products started from A to Z. First, it will give preference to numbers 0.9, 2, 2.5, like that it gave to numbers. Then what will happen if you go to next page, right? A will start.
Mm-hmm.
After all numbers, A will start.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
A is started now.
Mm-hmm.
A. So it will sort based on A to Z. Like that, these sort options will help us. So if you see, right, this is the query we are hitting. This is the
Mm-hmm.
query apart from base Solar search query. This is the extra query parameter we are sending so that it
Mm-hmm.
is filtering.
Okay.
Got it, right?
Yeah, I got it. I got it.
This is completely about Solar. I gave you like real time example where
And
how we do it in project.
yeah, so
Yeah.
the
Yeah, tell
search
me.
page implementation, right? Is it custom or is it something provided by Hybris? The search page,
Hybrid
because that's a
search
special
page.
page, right?
Your search page data Hybris will be providing us out of the box, and but we will be customizing it based on our requirement.
Customizing.
But Hybris OOTB provides the base implementation of the search page
Okay, full
data
search
and
page.
everything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We have a separate controller for us, like category page controller. If you see this category page controller, right? This is out of the box
Mm-hmm.
provided by Hybris. So
Mm-hmm.
here is the query and all happens. If you see here, right? Queue, page, these are all queries. So so
Mm-hmm.
we will be extending this and writing our own logic into this. You can see in out of the box also it should be there. Yeah, it is there. See. So basically they
Mm-hmm.
give just like this get details and all. And with this, they're just returning directly perform search whatever they want directly they're just returning. But if you want to do any custom logic in it or anything to add, we will be writing on top of it.
Oh,
This
okay.
implementation is provided by Solar. I mean OOTB.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. So it's basically abstract category page is what we need to
Yeah.
extend.
Yes. So these are some filters we can also provide. These are called facet. These are called manufacture.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing, like how we configured them, right? In the same way,
Mm-hmm.
I want to filter by manufacturer. Suppose I want to click all 3M related products. See, I click on it. Some extra query will be appended. See, query equal to product name
Mm-hmm.
ascending and manufacturer 3M.
Manufacturer is equals to whatever checked. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
so these are called facets. These are called facets. So now if you see, right, all 3M products you can see. So these are all extra filters. It is project requirement. It depends. See, you can see, right, in some sites, you can see in apparel sites or somewhere, filter by color. If you want all green color, you can filter. If you want all blue color, you can filter. Those type of filters will be there basically. So this is completely about search, real-time implementation of a search page. And here one more thing
Mm-hmm.
I forgot to say. So in search page only, we will have two things, like two controllers actually out of the box Hybris provides. One is category page. When you click on
Mm,
PLP, the landing page, and this page nation is
mm,
completely handled by category page controller. And suppose if you
mm,
this search, if you want to search any product, you want to search only
mm,
particular product, not all the products. So I'll
mm,
go to, suppose I want to search this 59005. I'm getting some results as well. If I type
mm,
590C, I'm getting some, I'll get auto suggestions. One second. Its page is
mm,
loading. So this will be handled by search page results. It is also
mm,
provided by out of the box. What will happen is that it will same query, but it will add an extra text to the query. That text is the search
mm,
result which we append. See, I'll show you
mm,
now. 286-10. So suppose I want to search this product. This is different here. See, I gave here product code, but in the search auto sessions, I'm getting product names. You see, right? So
mm,
28610 is this product code. Even though I'm giving product code, I'm getting this product name, right? This is called
mm,
a boosting, we
mm.
say. This is also configured. This is also configured. So now I click on search.
Okay.
What will happen is that my query here will be changing. See, search text equal to 286-10. So now in this
Mm,
in this controller, it will be hitting this method where text equal to whatever. Same query of Solar will be used, and but will pass one more text. So now again extra filters will be applied,
mm,
and all the relevant data will be coming with that code. So now I says this. So I
mm.
got the results. First one is this one. So all 286 related products also will come around with that common search. Those 286 is there,
Mm.
right? Those related will come, all related products. These can be configured, how you want to show, how you want to look and all. So
Okay.
this is one implementation. There are two controllers for PLP. One is category page controller and one is search page controller. But both the things will be hitting same JSPs and same tag files and same CMS components.
Okay.
So this is a basic implementation of Solar. If you have any doubts, then first we can clear them. Or if you have any understanding difficulties or
No, no, I got this much. Basically, I've seen these controllers. Where I actually get confused or not understand is why extend only this class or why the other class, or because certain. So these are actually out of the box classes, and if you have to implement a search page control, I need to use abstract search page controller only.
that's for sure.
As simple
Yes.
as that, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So basically, like overall Hybris, I would need to look for these page controllers and implement it
No, I got
uh,
it. So
first.
first
This.
thing in Hybris, you need to know what all things Hybris provides and what
Mm-hmm,
all things you need to write on top of it. You need to know that very clearly. Very
mm-hmm,
clearly. See,
mm-hmm,
initially when I started my career in Hybris, right, in my first project, they gave me a requirement to write some code.
mm-hmm,
I took 3 days of time and I wrote the piece of code and it is working fine. I showed to my lead. My
mm-hmm,
lead scolded me like anything.
mm-hmm.
Why? Because I wrote a new controller, new method, new facade, new DAO, everything I wrote from scratch
Everything
and
was
with that
written.
components and
Mm,
everything. And he asked me and he showed me that these all things are already there in OTB. You just need to extend that
mm.
and you just need to override that method. Everything it takes care. I don't know that initially because I am new to Hybris. So
Exactly. That's my problem right now. If you just put the right words, that's my
yeah,
problem. I now that's the main thing. I don't know which one is something like that's why
yeah,
because I'm in
I
L3,
understand.
I would have fixed many things, but I don't know whoever wrote it for the first time. Did he use it out of the box things or did he? And if I do a bit of search, I get to know. But yeah, it's a lot of work actually. So
It,
I was
it
trying to
comes.
find some cheat sheet or
That's what
something.
I'm saying. It comes. It There is no cheat sheet here. You need to. You need to. It will come through experience, and it will.
Mm-hmm,
You need to do some in your personal laptop or something. Install this recipes like B2B or
mm-hmm,
B2C recipes, and see how. Just don't have to write code. Just debug a
mm-hmm,
controller. You hit PLP
mm-hmm,
page and keep a debug point and see what's happening in the class. And you hit a
mm-hmm,
PDP page. You keep a debug point in the controller and go deep into it, like go to facade layer, go to service, go to DAO and see what all it
mm-hmm,
is returning, and come to facade and go to populator layers, how it is
mm-hmm.
populating and how it is returning to the JSPs. Just you need to go through by debugging, you need to go through this.
Mm,
I'll tell you one thing, it is already there in the OOTB, use them. But you need to know what it is there, how it is there, how the
right.
beans are configured, what is the aliasing name it is given, how to inject them. These all things you should know. So that's what I'm
mm,
saying. In Hybris, the most important thing is you need to know what you have already and what you
mm,
need to write on top of it. That is very
mm,
important in Hybris because you
mm.
don't. Hybris gives them because see if I then what is the use of using Hybris?
Right,
I'll
right.
be
That's a whole
writing some
point.
fresh.
Yeah,
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 I'll
that's a
be
whole point.
writing from some fresh Java Spring application from scratch, and I'll be
Yeah, you
writing
don't need to
normal Java
purchase,
code. Then why
you know,
did
the
I?
expensive product.
This Hybris gives us 50 to 60% of the code already. And we just need to
Mm,
customize it based on our customer needs. And we just need to
mm,
quickly. So what is the basic thing is that if you do a Java Spring application from scratch
mm,
on an e-commerce project, it will take,
mm,
suppose you think that it will take suppose 1 year. If you do
mm,
the same thing with Hybris, it will be done in 3 to 4 months. So why companies invest them? Because they get the revenue for next 7 months. So they if that application is go live, right, it is developing revenue to a company, right? So
mm.
obviously that is the catch here in Hybris. So
Yeah,
I
so
also
I've
faced it.
yeah, that's what I've done. Trying to go through some of the classes and try to okay. Initially, I used to do the trick that I used to look at the package name. Anything that was D dot Hybris,
Mm.
then I
Yes.
used to think, okay, this is the already given out of the box thing. But I don't know if it is the same practice in your organization or something. But
It's
in our
not.
organization, though we have separate packages for our the company with the company name, all that, I'm talking about the packages, Java
Hmm.
packages. Some of the classes also they've used a d.hybris only, so that is where I get confused to know whether this
That
is
is wrong.
custom one.
Actually, what will happen is that why they do it because suppose in out of the box you will have some beans which are defined in DE Hybris classes, right? When
Hmm,
you for our custom requirement, we need to extend or override them by creating
hmm,
new or by adding new attributes. When they
hmm,
do that in the Spring application, right, they'll be creating they'll just copy paste of the existing thing and they'll add the attributes.
hmm,
Generally, they'll copy
hmm,
paste that existing bean in one new bean file and then they'll add extra attributes while copy
hmm,
pasting, right? They need to give the class as new class which they
hmm,
want to define. They should not use the given out of the box. It indicates that you are changing the out of the box code. It is very wrong. These type of scenarios generally
hmm,
what will happen is that when we go to SAP review, whenever a project is done
hmm,
in UAT phase or in before production,
hmm.
SAP reviews our code, you know, right? I don't know
Hmm,
whether you know or not. SAP
hmm,
will review our code and it will give what all the errors we have done, what are the best practice we didn't follow, we need to change. They'll give the documents with all the errors, and
hmm.
we need to implement them before we do go for production. Because in
Go live.
production, it will SAP provides some support to us in the production environment. If you don't
Hmm,
follow their SAP approach and do the production right, they don't support us.
hmm.
They will say that supposedly you didn't follow the best practices, so if
Right.
any errors come in
Hmm.
the production, we'll not support you. They'll say directly. So to overcome
Okay,
that,
okay.
if any fixes we get it from SAP, we'll do it. So these type of issues will be coming from SAP during their reviews. So that is very wrong, and it will be a big headache at that time. So they'll
Hmm,
just copy paste of it. That's the reason. This is because of lack of awareness. First thing. And second thing,
hmm,
they will see some implementation which is already implemented, and they'll just go by that. Like suppose
hmm,
how can I say? I can say, suppose I'm building a wall and you are
hmm,
trying to build a wall next to me. You saw me
hmm,
how I'm building. Building a brick. I'm pasting. I'm keeping cement. Again, I'm keeping a brick. You saw me how
hmm,
I'm doing, and and just
hmm,
you are following me, and you are not thinking of how you are doing, but you are just following me. So that is the scenarios will come into picture. So why
hmm,
that is done? They're not thinking. They'll think only to complete this application, to complete that particular task and complete it. That's it. So that is the
hmm,
difference there will be. There will be huge difference in that. So understanding and doing is one thing. Just following or copy pasting is one thing. We can complete that application by
hmm.
copy pasting. That's not a thing. But if you ask him detailedly how you did, why you did, right, he cannot explain.
You cannot
Whoever has
explain.
done that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'll do the debugging thing.
Yeah,
I've been
if you
trying
do
to
the
do.
debugging only, it
Yeah.
will help you. That's for sure. Just
Okay.
nothing you need to do. Just install an out-of-the-box recipe, B2C or B2B recipe. Just keep
Hmm,
a debug point in the controller for any particular flow. Just go
hmm,
through that debug point, Fi, Fi, Fi. Just go till DAO
hmm,
layer and come back to facade, and from there to populator. Just go to populator, how they're setting in populator, and come back to again facade and controller, and how they're setting that model dot attribute. Then you will
hmm,
know the flows. Basically, you need to know basically three flows, very important. One is
hmm,
add to cart flow,
Mm-hmm.
cart page controller, loading of cart flow, PDP flow, and
Mm-hmm.
PLP flow. If you know these four flows, right, you are rock solid
Mm.
in Hybris, because the login module, the login functionality will be changed based on client. So we
Right.
cannot, many people never follows Hybris login, because client will have already existing projects. They'll have some third party who will do this authentication and all. It depends. So now, so many clients I see never follow Hybris login structure, like
Mm.
90% of them. And many clients, like 70 to 80% of them, never follow Hybris checkout structure. So they only follow Hybris structures very clearly is PDP page, PLP page, search query page, cart page, and
Mm.
add to cart functionality. These five functionalities are rock solidly Hybris things will be used to 90 to 95% in all projects. So if you know
Mm.
them, those flows and those out of the box classes, those strategy classes, how the add to cart is becoming, how from, if you do an add to cart, how that cart model is creating, how the entries are creating, how they are saving in the DB, how the model dot service is being
Mm.
created. If you know that flow, right, it will be, you will be understanding. If you want to do an any requirement, right, you can how to override them and all, you will know which class to be overrided, which class to be left out. So these all things will be known. Just debug it. That's my suggestion to anyone. Only
Mm-hmm.
debug
Okay.
will
Okay.
give you clear picture, and you'll understand what is there and what is not there. So this is basically completely about category page controller, search page controller, and Solar, which is a real-time implementation which I've shown you. And if you have any
Mhm.
doubts in this, you can ask me, or otherwise we will go to the next topic.
We'll go to the next topic.
So you already know the Stormcard, admin console, Eclipse. You know, right? Eclipse integration and all, you know, right?
Yeah, yeah. Do you use that? There's a plugin with
Uh,
Eclipse.
Plugin, SAP plugin,
Yeah.
yes. We
Yeah.
use,
Yeah. Yeah.
there is no other way. So we
Mm-hmm.
have done with introduction to Hybris types. Data modeling we have checked already. We checked for one product model means it's enough. Everything will be in the same format. And relations also we have seen yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Developing a data modelization. Flexible search is one thing is there. Definitely will touch that. Next is back office. Solar indexing thing we have already checked. One more thing in indexing only, I'll cover this one also. It will be done. So you want to see products in back office, right? As soon as you do initialization or load products, first if you want to see products in your back office, right? We need to do back
Mm-hmm.
office configuration first. If you see
Okay.
in Facet, right? In Facet, you will have one Solar config for back office. These are site related.
Mm-hmm.
These four are site related. If you do this index, right, it will be
Okay.
appearing in the site and everywhere. That is different. The Solar config for
Mm-hmm.
back office means you need to index this for the first time. Then all the products you can see in the back office. Otherwise, you cannot see in the back office. See now, if you see, right, I didn't do this when I do this fresh recipe. Now I cannot see any products here. It is showing could not execute
Mm-hmm.
search. It will show like this for
Mm-hmm.
the first time. You need to come to Facet and do it. In my local, there is some server issue. It is pointing to something. I need to look into it. That is why it is not working. But see, when I do this index, right, then only you will see the products. So for this should be a one-time activity. We need to do it as soon as an initialization every time. So this is called Solar config for back office.
Okay.
Means
So
all the
other
products
than
will, yeah.
this is separate index, is it? Other than the full and update index that you showed, this is
Yeah,
separate
this is
index.
separate. These index is basically done to show all the products in the back office. This doesn't do anything with the site application.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is also important. Bring security. We'll see that. So if solar is fine, we can skip this solar part now because solar is done now. I give complete thing on solar. I'll give flexible search and
Yeah, I think yeah we can move on from solar. Today
mm,
I'm going to vision. Any
mm.
questions, I'll let you know.
Functional overview, basic structure and type. This one we'll see. Back office will take one separate class, and now I don't want to do it half today. It will take one full class. Back office
Mhm.
thing will do something other than that. And did you work on any time this user accounts or user groups and restrictions? Did you work on this?
Yeah, we have done. But yeah, honestly, I do not have complete understanding actually.
Okay. Security is something I just want to, this point I will be, these will come into other things. Security is like
Hmm.
these things. These are nothing. These no need to cover like installation of recipe, OTB sites, basic customization in products. These are no need, right? These are straightforward installation of a recipe.
No, no, those are fine. Yeah.
So I'll be showing you one thing which is very important. So actually, in Spring we have few securities. Like in Hybris we have few securities. Basically, Hybris I
Mm,
won't say
mm,
those are Spring securities only. So they have
mm,
customized a bit based on our this thing. So what will happen is that, so some controllers you can see here, right, requires hard login. This is one
Mhm.
side type of security feature we provide. So until and unless user
Mhm.
logins, right, this controller or this page will
Mhm.
not be loaded. Like for a
Mhm.
guest user, this type of things will not be shown. So this is given directly like
Mhm.
Spring annotation. So if you keep this right, this means that in the session, if the user login, it will check
Mhm.
basically in the session if user login credentials are there or not. If login credentials are there, then only it will execute this method. Otherwise, it will not execute this method. So this is one type of
Mhm.
security based on login. Other things is role based. In Hybris, we have role
Mhm.
based. We have anonymous user, right? Role underscore anonymous means
Mhm.
same thing. In Hybris, generally what we do is that when we do a login, right? It will
Mhm.
the Jalo session, Jalo session, right? Session.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I most
Yeah.
of the
Basically,
auto-generated classes are under Java session,
yeah, Jalo.
right?
So
Is that
basically,
yeah?
yeah, basically, I'll tell you what is Jalo session. So Hybris has
Mhm.
generally in any Java applications, we generally use HTTP session. What is HTTP session
Mhm.
is that it will have basic session details of previously from which page he is coming, login
Mhm.
username, login password. So it will have only very few information in the HTTP session. Hybris requires Jalo
Mhm.
session as well. Why? Because Jalo session is it's an extended version of HTTP session. So in that some extra
Mhm.
parameters will be saved apart from what is there in the HTTP session. What are some extra parameters? When you
Oh, okay.
log into Hybris, right, you should know which country this site is up to. Like if it is US, it is US, it is UK, it is UK, if it is Canada, it is Canada. So basically the country related data will be saved in this Jalo session, and
Mhm.
the currency related changes will be saved. So if it is US, it is dollar. If it is Canada, it
Mhm.
is Canada dollars. If it is UK, it is euros or pounds. You understand, right? So Hybris
Yeah,
requires
yeah, I
these
get
all,
localization.
these all details during the login only, because some hybrid
Mhm.
sites work on multi-channel on site country specific. So in the under the same
Mhm.
server, you can launch n number of sites with n
Mhm.
number of countries with n number of different currencies and different localizations. So
Mhm.
this Java session is the one which maintains these all things. So that is why we use Java session. And first
Mhm.
thing, even for an anonymous user also, we need a Java session. So if you don't have username and password, how is Java session is created? If you came
Right.
into the site, you didn't log in, but you are accessing PDP page or PLP page. But
Mhm.
even then, it should know that he is accessing from US or he is
Mhm.
accessing from Canada or he is accessing from UK. It needs to
Mhm.
know these details, because if
Mhm.
only then it will show US pricing or Canada pricing or those price or currency related changes and all. So this
Mhm.
Jalo session also for anonymous user, it will maintain a role called anonymous. If you see, right, for any anonymous user, it will
Mhm.
create like username as anonymous. Means for logged in user, it will be username as, suppose if you logged in with some
Username.
my name Dilip, it will be name
Mhm.
saved as Dilip. Even the cart or
Mhm.
saved cart, everything with the same with this Dilip name. For
Mhm.
anonymous login, for cart and all will be saved as anonymous. So that is
Mhm.
one thing. So this is the concept of anonymous or something. Here you can see role underscore anonymous will be there. For them, there will be one thing, one particular form of this thing. So here also we can write what is the securities and which type of pages I should show. Here is important. This is the intercept URL. This is very important.
Mhm.
If you see here, right, in intercept URL pattern I am giving. So my account address form. So if I am
Mhm.
access, this is the controller. My account slash address form is
Mhm.
the controller URL path, right? So this address
Mhm.
form,
Mhm.
this should be accessed only has role anonymous access has role has any role, either anonymous or
Mhm.
role underscore customer group. Customer group means
Mhm.
for logged in user. Anonymous means not logged in
Mhm.
user. So billing
Mhm.
address form has any role underscore anonymous, role underscore customer group. Here my account has role customer group only will be accessing that. No
Mhm.
other person can access it. In the same way,
Mhm. Okay.
orders, read only matrix or something. If he is as role anonymous or customer group, both can access that. So codes or invoices or anything, only customer group can access. So these are basically Spring security things, which will be like these are interceptor URLs, which we will be using on
Mhm.
top of the existing security thing. And this intercept, like there basically we have only two types of user. One is anonymous, one is logged in user. So which
Mhm.
controllers can be viewed, which cannot be viewed. Two things. If you don't
Mhm.
keep it requires hard login in the controller, right? If you forgot
Mhm.
or you didn't keep it, you can directly patch
Mm.
them in this security spring.xml. You can patch like
Okay.
my company organization management manager group. You will copy this, you will paste it here in the URL pattern, and in the access you will give
Mm.
has role underscore customer group. It is also same. Yeah.
And this security config is under storefront because that's where you have
Yeah.
the
Yes.
MVC implemented.
Yes. Each
Okay.
storefront will have this. These are all like J password, session password. Basically,
And the
we'll
filters also has something, right?
yeah, filters also from here it will
Uh,
come. Generally, anything, first thing will be
mhm.
user matching filter.
So there's some security. I forgot the two different type of filter. One is for session filter, and there was one more.
So basically, user matching filter is used for filters that resolves base site ID from the requested URL and activates it. So you know, right? Basically, whenever
Yeah.
we log in, we will pass this site equal to electronics or something will pass. So this is the logged
Mm,
in. Yeah, you'll see right site equal to electronics and site equal to electronics. If
mm,
you pass site equal to apparel, it will come apparel site. So how this
mm,
Hybris will be knowing? So it will be parsing this URL and it will be checking here and loads that particular site here. Filter that resolves base site ID from the requested URL and activates it. The request must have base site. If base site is not there, right, it will throw this exception. If base site has,
mhm.
right, then it will load the base site from the DB, the base site model, current base
Mm.
site. Base site service dot get current base site and it will return that. We need to have this base site details, right, in the Jalo. The
Yeah, yeah.
same
So
thing, these
so
are.
each store will have one base site,
Store will have a base site. So this is base
and that
site
base site is
management.
connected to one catalog.
Yes, everything is.
Yeah.
If you have that base site loaded, right? Everything it will be in the hand.
Mm,
Everything will be mapped from the
mm,
base site. So we'll have anonymous checkout filter. So this is out of the box. There are some
mhm.
applications in B2C. We will be allowing anonymous checkout with by only email ID. We
Payment
don't
detail.
ask username
Oh,
and
okay.
password.
Mhm.
Those
Okay.
type of things will be there. A cart restoration card will go to it cart separately.
Mhm.
That is a big concept. We'll go. Back office and cart will be the next classes. After
Okay.
cart, I'll do back office. So for everything, we'll have a filter,
Okay.
discount row filter, price row filter. Before showing everything, we'll have
This again, way to understand which filter to apply when is again by debugging only, right? There is no way,
yes,
because we
there is
were
no
the
way.
okay.
Yes,
So you
this
need
is
to
URL
go and
encoding
find out
filter.
in the example.
So suppose in this URL encoder filter, what will happen is that so when see these filters are will come into picture. First thing, the request go to XML. Anywhere the first request will go to XML.
Mhm.
From there it will come to
Example.
controller. So in between
Mm,
this XML and controller, these filters come into picture. The logic is applied in controller. The redirection is done in XML. To apply the logic, we need some more details. So those
mm.
details will be provided with this thing. So suppose, for example, in
Filters.
this URL encoder filter, you can see, right? I'm doing do filter internally.
Mhm.
This method will be overriding and we'll be extending
Mm,
once per request filter. This is once per request filter.
mm,
Only once will be executed. So first here we will be getting this incoming URL. I'm doing this. If
mhm,
incoming URL contains this flu.dashboard, I'm doing some session data I'm removing. Session service dot
mhm.
remove. I have some session details. I'm removing them. I need to be done before hitting the controller only. Because in
Controllers.
controller,
Yeah.
with session data, I have written some logic. So
Mm,
that is the reason before hitting them only, I'm deleting them. So these all URL filters or these filters come into picture. If you want to do some specific set of thing which will help your controller to execute the logic in a correct way, then we will do customization of this logic out of the box. If you don't touch this, right, through this filter only it will come, but nothing will do, nothing will happen. So these all the filters are something useful. And last, this filter chain dot do filter is done, right? After that it will hit your controller.
mm,
So these are the filters. Security is basically in this way we provide the security in Hybris. So interceptors are nothing but basically a DB save call. Suppose you load an Impex. What will Impex do? You copied
mm,
an Impex in HAC, you clicked on run. So what will do? It will
mm,
line by line, it will insert the data into your database model, right? So
mm,
that is simple Impex import thing. So before importing the Impex, you want to save few values in the Impex. Do you want to change a few values in the Impex before saving into the DB?
mm,
Suppose I'll say,
mm,
suppose simple thing. Yes, same example before I told you. In some of the Impex you wrote in product model, some XYZ model where you
mm,
are getting in the impex as boolean. Suppose boolean true, boolean
mm,
false. But in DB,
mm,
you did not create an attribute as boolean. You create it as
mm,
string. But when you run that impex directly, right, what it will throw? It will not. It will throw an error and it will not save, right? Because
mm,
you are in your impex, it is a boolean. In your DB, it is a string, right?
mm, 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 mm,
So my requirement is in the Boolean, if it is true, I want to save in DB as yes. In the
mm,
Boolean, if it is false, I want to save in the DB as no. In many cases, we get this requirement. Why?
mm,
Because it's already in the existing project or in their existing application. It is already in such a way, and now we cannot change this data model.
mm,
But we need to somehow manage it. So in that scenarios, we'll get this. So then what we'll do, right? In between, we will write an intercept for that particular model. See here you
mm,
can see, right? Abstract company prepared interceptor. This model extends item model. Here they give item model, but our
mm,
model, whatever model, suppose XYZ model is there, suppose.
mm,
Here we will
mm,
give XYZ model. And
mm,
this prepared interceptor also will give XYZ model. Here what we will do is
mm,
that we will override the existing. Yeah, here I am overriding on prepare method. There if you see, right?
mm,
So in the impex, I'm getting comment. If comment dot get on or equal to null in the incoming impex,
mm,
if I'm getting null, right, I will be setting the
mm,
owner as current user. So in the impex, if the value is null,
mm.
but I cannot save null in the owner, so I will take the current user as a this thing. So like this, I will do small manipulation of the existing data to satisfy our DB. So these interceptors will come into picture. So basically, there will be five
So,
interceptors.